Hey everybody, it's Reed over here at the Dark Slide. Today we are going to do a fun grip tape job on one of the new Texas Chainsaw Massacre chainsaw shaped decks. This one is my personal board, so we're gonna just do something a little bit fun with this. So I have the idea is to kind of do this mob red, it's kind of a translucent clear grip tape on the front, kind of the blade side here. We'll do red, like it's covered in blood, and then the middle section here has some challenges because this grip is actually, or the deck is a little over 11 inches wide, but our grip tape is only 11 inches. So I'm gonna do some stripping with the grip tape to kind of mask the deck being a little bit too wide. And then here, when we get down to the tail, we'll do a solid grip so you can be able to get a good pop and feel for it as you go. So we'll get this thing opened on up and get to work. These are limited edition. This one's number 115 out of 200, so not a super unique number, so we're not, you know, ruining the number one in the set or anything like that by gripping it. And then this thing will end up getting skated a little bit, so we're gonna definitely have some fun with this board. So I'm gonna start with the red. I kind of debated on, it's got the 50th anniversary Texas Chainsaw Massacre logo here in the middle of the deck. I debated, do I cover it, do I not cover it? And since I decided to go with the translucent red, I'm kind of landing on, I'm gonna go ahead and cover that logo, so you'll still be able to see it through the red. It'll just look a little bit different, but it's still gonna be there. So we'll get started with this. Since I'm not going to use all of it, I like to just kind of make things a little bit more manageable, and I am going to go ahead and cut this a little bit more down to size so I don't have a bunch of like overhang. It's just going to make this easier to work with. So for another project, another day there. So yeah, I've got all my tools right here ready to go. So we'll get back in the field here. One nice thing about this deck is it doesn't have a lot of concaves, so it should be fairly easy to get a really nice application on this grip. You shouldn't really have to deal with bubbles or anything like that. This idea for doing the red translucent, we had it sitting around here at the shop, and I was like, you know, skateboarding should be fun, so why wouldn't we do a chainsaw with some blood feel to it? So I think it's gonna end up looking really, really good. So yeah, we're applied really well there. All right, so that gets us our red feel, just kind of that blood look. on the front. So I like it. I think it's really good. I'll just file. Just like that, yeah, we have our chain section done up and gripped and ready to go. So yeah, I think that's gonna, as it continues to adhere, there's always the little bit of, little bits of air in the clear that always settles down in, so that's gonna end up looking really, really great. The next thing I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna skip this middle section. Like I mentioned, I'm gonna do some strips to help mask the fact that this deck is wider than our grip, but I'm gonna go ahead and skip down, and I'm actually gonna go ahead and do the tail right now. That'll just help me when I go to do the rest know what I want to do for the strips. If I want to try and get 3 in there, if maybe I can get 4. It's going to be probably one of those numbers. How thick do I want to go with the strips? So I want to see what I have left and then be able to decide from there what I want to do. So again, I'm going to kind of do the same thing we did earlier, where kind of see, I think if we go right in there, that gives us some pretty good coverage. The deck goes to about here, so we'll cut to right in here. So this will cover the back bolt holes for the back truck. I'm not going to cover the front bolt holes. Like I say, just give myself space. And I feel like, by doing things like there's this little jut out. Like, I'm going to actually go a little bit in front of the jut out. There's something about like the artistic side of like not having this lined up. Like, I feel like if I just did it at this corner, it'd be easy to be like, oh, that's where it is. But just kind of giving it a fun look that like I didn't take the easy way out on it. So I'm actually going to go a little bit in front of this little spot on what would be the handle of the chainsaw. And just in case you're wondering, both the 11-inch grip that I'm using here and the translucent red, they're both Mob Grip products. So we've got Mob Grip going on this board here. Okay, so that leaves us, we have kind of our spot where we'll really spend our back foot will spend most of its time, kind of here in the pocket. Got that solid gripped, got the chainsaw, or like the actual chain element with the red grip. So yeah, we just have this little middle section, and like I say, if I just line up this against this edge, you'll see like on a perfect like lineup, it's just, you got a little bit still showing. So that's where, yeah, I had the idea. We'll just cut, 3 or 4 strips here, and we'll get the kind of a grip tape, glossy black kind of mixture here in the middle. It'll fill it all out, and I think it'll end up looking really, really great. So the first one, I'm not going to worry too much about just exactly how wide it is or anything. I'm just going to get one started here. And I don't think it needs to be too perfectly straight. We're just going for a little variety. This one I might do a little bit smaller if I can. And because this is like based off of a horror movie, I almost feel like you don't want that perfection here in the middle. It kind of like it's on brand for, you know, something called Texas Chainsaw, that this is going to be like a little bit gnarlier cuts of stuff here in the middle. And this one, the backing really started to peel on me, so I'm going to go ahead and end up placing it so I don't mess it up when I set it down over here or anything. So. And I am going to go ahead and still, as much as I can, like overlap the sides, because I want to be able to just make sure that we end up with something that looks really good, get those clean cuts, clean the edges, so I'm not worried about just keeping it like, oh, that's where it starts, and you see what happens over here. Like, I'm going to try and center it kind of as we go back. Trying to be careful not to take much of the black dip off the board itself. But again, this thing's gonna get written. It's gonna end up with some scratches and stuff. Yeah, there we go. That's gonna be the overall look. Last thing I'm gonna do here is just kind of poke out my my holes for the bolts. I've got basically 6 of them I need to poke out here real quick, and that'll have this thing ready to mount some trucks and get this out to the skate park, and we've got some fun plans for this thing, so it's gonna be really great. Alright, and there you have it. There is our fully gripped Texas Chainsaw Massacre 50th anniversary deck from Madrid. I really dig it. This thing is going to be super fun. We'll get some trucks mounted to it, get it down to the skate park, and go have ourselves some fun. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll catch you next time.